Hello and welcome. In today's video, I thought I'd do kind of a transition into fall. Show you some of the palettes that inspire me for that kind of late summer, early fall, where it's still kind of warm during the day, gets, cool and crisp at night. But still kind of that transition period. So I figured I'd show you the palettes that inspire me for that time of the year. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you stay tuned. Alright, yes, hello and welcome. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. For your returning, I truly appreciate your continued love and support. Today, like I said, we're talking about all those palettes that inspire us for this time of the year, that transition from summer to fall. Yes, I love this time of year. It's beautiful outside. It's still kind of warm, but a little bit cooler. One of my favorite times of the year. So figured I'd just show you the palettes that inspire me for this time of the year. So if you like that kind of content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe down below, turn on all notifications, and otherwise let's just get right into the video. All right, sorry, I'm working on my energy here. I don't know what it is. I'm just dragging. Just another iced coffee, espresso, whatever. Same one I keep making, but I really like that. So anyways, and in my cute little shirt, just wanted to show you. Look at my cute little shirt. There's a local coffee shop here in like the Raleigh, North Carolina area called Soleil Coffee. It has one of my favorite coffees, and they make really good food too, and healthier options kind of thing. But yeah, and I just thought the shirt, the color just so reminds me of fall. So just thought I'd wear this today. So anyways, getting back to the subject, we're talking about palettes today. And again, I didn't want to do just full fall yet because I was like, well, just kind of that transition period. And so I really just wanted to, focus on that time from summer to fall and show you some of the palettes that inspire me for this time of the year. So I'm just going to jump right in here. I have 10-ish. I tried to narrow it down to 10, but I had, of course, a lot of difficulty because, I love eyeshadow palettes. And so I struggle trying to weed that down to a, manageable amount. So I'm just going to go through the ones that I enjoy that, give me all the early fall feels. One here that really just got me with the packaging, and it's a beautiful palette. I don't know if the color story so much is I guess, when you think of leaves changing, that kind of thing, but it's still kind of early for that. Beaute Falling For You palette. I got this last year, I think around Christmas time, or I want to say late November, early December. I can't remember exactly, but it really surprised me. Oh my gosh, when I saw this and I swatched the palette, I was like, that's beautiful. I mean, these metallics, they are foiled. That's some foiled shadows. The mattes work really well, and it was just a really cool color story. I thought that was just really pretty. Yeah, so I thought, especially those kind of brighter, it still gives you some of that summer feel, but yet, can transition into fall. Some of the, more jewel toned or more rusty kind of colors and So yeah, I just thought that was a really nice palette. And what I'll do for some of them, I will swatch, but I'll just swatch some of these metallics for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Just get an idea of how pretty they are. But yeah, I think, I'm so pretty. But yeah, and there's the colors there. Yeah, look at that, how bright that is. Ooh. But yeah, they're such pretty colors. But yeah, I just thought it was a little unique. It wasn't an exact, just basic fall palette, but I'm yeah, I really like that. It's really pretty. So that's definitely one of the palettes that inspires me for this time of the year. Just realized I didn't have anything to wipe my swatches with. I'm oh, definitely need something to clean those off. And what I'll try to do is, I don't know if I did a video for last year, I can't quite remember, but I know the year before I definitely did my favorite fall palettes, so I'll definitely link anything, and I'll try not to mention anything, which again, if it was 2 years ago, hopefully I'm not mentioning any of the same stuff, but if I do, I'm trying to make sure I tell you some new options, but I will link the other video in here so that you can, reference that as well for some other ideas. But the next palette here, just trying to go through here, I'm what am I feeling next? Some newer ones that I'm actually really liking. These Colourpop. I have the Clay It Cool that I just got, and then I have this Set in Stone that I got think a few months ago, but I really like these. And I think just with the fact that these are still a little bit more warm toned, even though there's not like any like jewel toned or like, you know, colorful shadows in there, just the tones of these I think are really nice for this time of year. Again, that I know this is a little bit more of like a peachy coral kind of, but you know what I mean? Just so tones in there. I think that would be really, really nice for this time of the year. And then maybe even mixing and matching with this, but you know, you've got some like golden shades in there, you know what I mean? So I think this is just a nice, if you're more of like a neutral type eyeshadow wearer like me, I think these are great options, and again, a more affordable option. So yeah, so I like these palettes and definitely recommend them for this time of the year and just in general. Now an oldie but goodie, and I think this is one I probably did mention in the other one because it has been around for a while, and as far as I remember, or like looking on Colourpop's website recently, I think it's still available, but the California Love palette, and I wasn't going to include this, but I was like, when I see these tones, this is exactly that vibe or that feel that I get for this time of the year. Again, just those kind of like gold and yellow colors, not so bright and vivid, you know, like you would expect for summertime. You've got a nice like kind of, I don't know, bronzy color there. You know, just nice tones, and they're still like muted enough that it'd be great to transition into fall. So again, I do think I mentioned this in one of my other fall favorites, but it is still just one that I think really inspires me for fall. So another one that I really like for this time, and just looking at the color story again, just totally this time of year vibes, the Lorac Pro palette, the Soleil palette. And again, this is a formula of Lorac's that I really, really like. But again, just some of these tones in here. Again, those more golden, kind of rusty, burnt orange, burnt reds, kind of, you know, those kind of vibes. Give me that like, you know, leaves just starting to change kind of vibe. Yeah, but yeah, I just thought these were really, really pretty. And these, I really, really like the metallics in this palette. I think this is a really, really nice palette. So I'll just show you a couple that maybe, you know, evoke fall to me the most. Let's see. Yeah, there's some in a couple different textures too to show you. But yeah, even though I've had this palette, I think now for 2 years, I mean, it still really performs well. Yeah, but those tones, really, really like this palette. It's really nice. And the Noir one is actually like my favorite, but it is a more cool tone. So those like more warm golden tones are what I think of for this time of the year. So I would say for right now, Soleil, I would pick over the Noir. So. All right, one you probably knew I had to include in here because I mean, it's just total fall vibes, and you know, I love the brand so much. Natasha Denona, the bronze palette. So this is the Midi palette, 15 pan, beautiful tones in there. I just love the variety in there of like those golden tones, the warm tones, you know, you have like the, I don't know, and then even like kind of a surprise little bit of a pinkish shade in there. I think it's really, really pretty, but I just love like the transition of like the yellowish golden tones, you know, all the way over here to the darker, more red based tones. I just think it's so, so pretty. But the other one I was going to say, if you don't, I'm kind of putting these together, but if you don't have the Midi and you wanted to go just for something more simple, an easy look that you don't have to think too much about, I have the Mini bronze as well. Now again, depends if you like more matte shadows and you don't mind that. This, you know, is 4 mattes and only 1 shimmer. I think this would be perfect for you. But if you're somebody that does prefer a lot of shimmers like I do, I would definitely, if you're willing to spend the money, I would recommend the Midi bronze over the Mini. But still a really nice palette, definitely perfect for this time of the year. Now another more recent one for me, I have the LA Girl Pro Neutrals. And again, even though it's a neutral palette, it still is a little bit warmer. And to me, just still gives me like fall vibes. These are the colors that I like. Again, you have kind of those peachy shades here, and then you've got like a more golden shade here, kind of, I wouldn't say it's really bronze, but it's more, I'd say more of a golden bronze maybe. And then just some of these other tones I think are just really pretty. So this would be a more muted fall look. But again, if you're really into neutrals like I am, I think this is a nice option. So definitely recommend. It's a great palette. Love it. Now I did try to throw, as you see, a couple of like indie or, you know, just mix things up a little bit. So another one that I really like here is Oden's Eye. It's the Alva palette, and I know recently it was on sale. I don't know if it still is, but if you can snatch this up, I really like this palette. I think it is beautiful. And the pan sizes to me are just perfect. Nothing too big. Because again, with as many palettes as I have, I mean, even with these palettes, you know, these eyeshadow sizes, I'll never go through this. But yeah, these tones, and again, what really made me think was this like golden yellow tone up here in the top. And then kind of that burnt orange color there, like that really made me think fall. But even like some of these like more, like, I don't know, kind of purple based colors, I still think, you know, I think with fall there's just so much possibility. So, but yeah, I really love this palette. It's gorgeous. You've got some nice different textures in here, some a little bit like topper shades, sparkly shades, shifty shades. It's a beautiful palette. And I'll just show you a couple. I'm trying to get the ones that aren't as glittery. So I'll show you again, since I am talking about the yellow so much and the orange, I'll definitely show you those. Let me see, show you this one here. But yeah, just so pretty. Such a pretty palette and such great quality. I love Oden's Eye. All the palettes I've gotten of theirs so far have been really, really good. But yeah, there's just a few shades to show you. But again, I think those tones are just really, really pretty for fall. And again, I love their quality, highly recommend. All right, and then one, if you're really on a budget, want something very small, simple, less expensive, but still good quality, I've got one of the e.l.f. little quads, and this is in Pumpkin Pie. Now, you know I had to choose Pumpkin Pie because, you know, it's that time of the year, so, you know, pumpkins. So it's just totally, just the name evokes fall for me. So, but yeah, this is a really, really pretty palette. I think, I mean, again, I think I've had this one, I think, when did they come out with these? Maybe 2 years ago now. And I mean, this thing is still as good a quality as when I first got it. And I got it when, you know, when they first came out. So, yeah, but oh my gosh, like I almost forgot how good these are. But yeah, look at that. Look at those. So there, if you're on a budget, can't go wrong. I think that's a gorgeous palette, and those like bronzy tones again, just that perfect, like, oh yeah, perfect for fall. So another one that I think came out, I want to say, was it last year this time? I can't remember exactly, but I have the Sigma Ambiance palette. And again, even though it's very neutral, again, just still has, because it is that warmer type of palette, you know, has warmer tones in there. Again, just really made me think of fall. Just with those undertones in there. But yeah, I think that just such a pretty palette. One of my favorites. I mean, Sigma has really come a long way for me because, you know, a couple, 2-3 years ago, I would have never even looked twice at them for like eyeshadows. And now I'm like, oh, what's their next launch? So, but yeah, these are really, really pretty. I was just trying to see if maybe I was going to swatch a couple for you here. But yeah, I like here because there's, you know, their formula's a little bit lighter for the most part. But I think it's still really, really nice. And sometimes, you know, you don't want the all out. But again, I'm just going to swatch a few of the shades there just to show you. But yeah, I think, again, just a really, really, really pretty palette. And again, just has that tones enough in there to, you know, that little bit of a golden shift in there, or golden color tone to it that I think is just perfect for this time of year. But yeah, those tones, just so, so pretty. Great quality. Really enjoy Sigma eyeshadow palettes. Their eyeshadow quality, I think, is really good. So highly recommend. And even if you don't want one of the bigger palettes, I know those palettes, I think it's these ones, they came out with palettes that are basically half the size. They took like 7 of the shades and made them into a longer, you know, 7 eyeshadow palette. So if you don't want one this big, I definitely look into those. And, you know, see if they have still the colors that you were most interested in those, but I definitely recommend check them out. All right, I have 2 newer ones here that I just recently got from Sephora, and I have to say I've been really impressed, surprised by their little pocket palettes. I have this one in, let's see, Golden Hour, but again, these tones in here I think are just perfect for fall. And again, you just have a little bit of like kind of a peachy tone, but again, it has just, I think, a nice transition for fall. And then a little bit of like a bronzy shade down here. But again, I've been really impressed with their quality. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, Sephora. But again, just to show you a couple of the swatches there. But yeah, I'm like, oh, nice. But yeah, I've had really, really good luck with these little palettes. And I know they just recently, I know it's not going on any longer, but I picked these up during a you know, like kind of buy more, save more. They were having a deal like the more you bought, like if you bought 4 more items, you got 20% off of all the items. So I bought all 4 of these little palette pockets and then like a new lipstick. And so basically I got each of these for 20% off, but they're only $10, even regular price. So I mean, like, and these for some reason I'm finding are like my sweet spot. These 6 palette, like 6 pan to 9 pan palettes are kind of my little sweet spot, because with the 6 pan, I can pretty much use every single shade in one look. And I don't really have to think about it. There's not, you know, a whole lot, you know, of, you know, what am I going to do? What colors am I going to use? You know, it just makes things really simple. So I'm really liking these palettes. And the other one I have is called Warm Dusk. I have a couple other ones too that I got, but these are the ones that are like, remind me of this for cool. And you know what I just realized? I think these actually come out. There's a little holes back there till I pop these out. All right, well, my dogs have alerted me that something has been delivered. So I can always count on them to let me know when something's going on for sure. Anyways, as I was saying though, with the Pocket Palette, the Warm Dusk one, I was noticing on the back here, there are little holes there. So it looks like you can pop these shadows out, which is kind of cool. So then, yeah, if you want to rearrange, make your own little palette out of it, mix and match, you know, however you like to do. Yeah, but yeah, this one has a little bit more of reddish tone, but I still think that's it still has that like warm reddish tone to it. So I think that'd be really good for fall as well. So I figured I would just show a couple of the swatches on this one. This one has more mattes to shimmer ratio in this one, but I have noticed each one's a little bit different. But there's the colors on that one, and just to show you. Yeah, some of these, like I said, are really, really pretty. Those tones, I'm like, oh, that's so, so pretty. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so there's that one. But yeah, if you're looking for just smaller palettes, just want another option, like I said, I've really enjoyed the Sephora Pocket Palettes. So far, I've had really good luck with them. So I definitely recommend. And some of them have been on sale, and then some of the newer ones, you know, like are full price, but still 10 bucks. Not bad. I think that's doable. And as you see, I'm not going in any particular order. I mean, honestly, like all of these for different reasons. And so, I mean, I think they're all great options. So I don't think you could go wrong with any of them. So now, I know I've talked about LA Girl before. I know I talked about one of the other palettes here, but I have been really impressed. Ever since I tried one of their like travel, was it a travel? No, it wasn't a travel palette. What was the one? The Pro Artistry, that's what it was. Ever since I tried one of those in like the plastic, I think it's like a 16 pan palette if I remember correctly, I've really enjoyed their palettes. So I didn't want to, again, I was trying to be careful not to show a lot of what I've already shown. So I'm going to show a newer one, which I've talked about recently as well. It is their Sunkissed Glow palette. And again, just for that summer to fall transition, I think this is really, really pretty. Again, with this kind of peachy tone, still gives you a little bit of the summer, but you can see how it could transition into fall. And again, these metallics, oh my gosh, they are beautiful. And again, you have some of your bronzy colors, you have a more golden, you know, color there. So yeah, again, I think this is a perfect transition into fall. And I'm going to show you just a few of the shadows here, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been really highly impressed with LA Girl lately. But yeah, just look how smooth those are. So pretty. Yeah, so highly recommend. Even if you don't want to go with this larger palette, like they said, the Pro Neutrals, they do kind of have similar vibes. So I think you could go with either or, obviously. But even this, I think full price is $17.99, which I don't think I've paid full price. And quite honestly, just wait, and there's always some kind of deal going on in Ulta, so I would just wait for a deal and then pick it up. So, but yeah, I don't think I've paid full price for any of those, quite honestly, knowing me. All right, so I threw this in here again. It's kind of, you know, borderline, but Patrick Tall, the Major Dimensions 2, I had to throw this in. So far, this has been like my favorite palette for the year. Just overall, I was just so highly impressed with this palette. But yeah, these tones, I mean, I still think do have some fall, you know, vibe feelings to it. And then this shadow here. I don't know if you can tell, but it has kind of a golden shift to it. So yeah, so again, I think just the tones in here and just that depth and that kind of berry, yeah, I still think is very appropriate for fall. And of course this has the 2 cream shadows in there. So, but yeah, I guess, yeah, I can swatch a little bit of this for you. I kind of want to show you the ones that are more this time of year. Yeah, there you go. So pretty though. And again, like I've said multiple times, I do like this palette, which I could have shown you the major dimensions. The first one, the color story, for some might think that's more appropriate for fall, but I love this palette more. Like it's just a better palette overall, better quality. So of course I had to show this one. But yeah, but I still think those are very fall appropriate. So anyways, but yeah, so I really like this palette. Again, it's been one of my favorites so far for the year. Still, you know, decent amount of the year left to see what else comes out, but I am highly impressed with this palette and I think it would be great for fall, and any excuse to be able to use it, I'm all for it. So all right, I'm kind of putting these together. I was like not sure which one. I have 2 of the Colourpop, like the mega palettes. I have your golden and I have It's a Mood. So your golden I really just like because again, I think it just gives that like transition from summer to fall, because again you've got some of these bright colors that you could, you know, say are more like summer, and you've got some, again, your golden tones and some peachy tones and that kind of thing to be able to say are for fall. And again, even, you know, some of the jewel tones I think you can get away with, you know, for fall. I think are really appropriate for fall. So really nice palette, but again, I wasn't sure which one to talk about because I feel like I think I might have talked about this one last year, but again, when I was just looking at it again, it was so fall inspiring that I was like, I can't not talk about it. Oh my gosh, like these tones right here, these greens, I think are just gorgeous for fall. Like I love this row. Out of this whole palette, I think this first row is like really my favorite. I love those. I love those tones. I love just, yeah, everything about it just is just beautiful. But again, you have some jewel tones in here. So again, if you want something a little bit more bold and, you know what I mean, a little bit deeper defined look, you have other options. But yeah, I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous and it definitely gives me full fall vibes. So all the feels. And then the last one I have here to mention, again, I have so many palettes, there's so many I could mention, but the last one I did mention is Pat McGrath. This is the one from last year. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. Again, any excuse to be able to pull this palette out and use it again, I'm like, yes, absolutely. But all these different colors in here, again, just gives me, you know, with the changing leaves, and then again, just that like time of the year with the more, you know, warm tones. We've got a little bit more like jewel tones, but almost like a little bit muted. But yeah, I think this palette is gorgeous. It is beautiful, and I made some looks with this and I was just highly impressed. So again, any reason to bring it back out and play with it some more, I'm all for it, So, but yeah, that is what I have for you for that summer into fall transition time for palettes. Just some of the ones that really give me the feels and make me think fall and, you know, football time and the changing weather and just, you know, just that cool crisp air, you know. Love it all. So yeah, let me know what you think of these palettes. Do you have any of these? What are your favorite palettes for fall? Let me know down below and love to hear from you. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, turn on all notifications. And otherwise, hope you have a great day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Never wants to cooperate. I don't know what to do with it at this point. Whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot my candles. Apologize about the lighting. If it gets lighter and darker, the sun's been kind of coming and going. There must be some clouds. And I've got my, you know, one light on, so it might brighten and darken as we go, but I'm gonna work with what we have. I feel like I'm looking really shiny. Oh goodness. Okay, hold on. Still look kind of shiny, but still, I guess looks better than it did. I don't have any powder in here, I don't think. Oh yeah, actually I do. I don't know if this will help or not, but let me try it. Look at that, powder saves the day. Oh. If you like that kind of content, please give this, we'll just do that. I don't even know if there's any white stuff in here. Guess there's one. That's all empty. Here we go again. Alright, I'm gonna pause because I don't know how long it's gonna take. But again, you have some golden, or let me know down below in the, I was hoping after that one I'd get a little bit more energy. I don't know. I know I need to record some more videos, but I'm like, I don't even know if I can. Maybe I'll do one more and we'll call it quits. Okay, anyways, see you in the next video. Bye.